welcome to episode 28 of the DAFAP podcast. This episode is a special episode because we have more than two people in this episode.
Hooray!
Was that a fat joke?
Whoa! We have to thank Dave's nan for starters for publicly accidentally shaming poor Noel on Facebook because she doesn't understand what Facebook is all about. I hope they're not up in your wall, she says.
Are you going to explain any of this or just baffle the audience with a random fact about Dave's nan?
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Everybody go onto Dave's Facebook and check what his nan
Follow my nan and see what she's posting about Noel and my pictures.
I really want to send her a friend request, but you know, I probably shouldn't. It's not right. But anyhow,
Why?
this episode, because she's your nan, she doesn't know who I am.
I don't think she'll care. She's not going to be around for much longer. She's like 95 years old.
I love the fact that our gaming
Yeah,
podcast
well,
has gotten off to conversations about me being fat and your nan.
Well, no one said that it was Nan calling you fat, did they?
She said
Now
she
you
called me
brought that
fat.
into the... Yeah, but nobody knew that. No one's read it. Oh,
Too late
Jesus.
now. Oh well.
I've just directed everybody to... Anyway, of course, episode 28 has gotten off to a great start. And
Probably because we've
this
got so
episode
little
we're
to talk
covering-
about, you know. PAX.
We've got
That's about the only
heaps to
thing,
talk
right?
about. So this episode, we're going to be discussing about PAX. Yes, thanks, Dave.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert, yeah.
I'm getting you back for the
and
A and B
Nippy Cats
podcast.
as well.
Spoiling
No
Johnny Depp for
fucking
Thankfully-
Nippy Cats.
Thankfully, you guys will be very pleased to know that I'll have something new to talk about that's not Rayman. So Nippy Cats and PAX.
Are we just going to
Did
go
you-
straight into Nippy Cats?
Why not?
Let's get it out of
Nippy
the
Cats
way.
is a great place to start. We've got a
Alright,
competition.
Nippy Cats.
Let's get it out of the way, over and done with.
Well, we could talk for an hour on Nippy Cats.
Oh god, no! Please no.
Yeah,
Nippy
exactly.
Cats is a
Did
stupid,
you play Nippy
addictive
Cats?
game.
No?
I posted on the Fat forums. Of course, I bloody played the thing. I played
Well,
your.
that means you played it for like 2
I
seconds.
played your stupid crack cats game. Bloody fast cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I called
Yeah,
it.
exactly, bloody fast cats.
Crackhead
Yes,
Cats.
crackhead cats.
Yeah. Game
The
of the
sequel.
year
Oh,
for
fuck.
me.
Shall we maybe preferences? Yeah. Should we maybe explain the fact? Yes, that
Preface?
word. Should we maybe explain the fact that Nippy Cats is one of the indie games from PAX this year, part of the indie showcase, that everyone else seemed to walk by it, except for you, Dave, and you, Andy, who managed to get sucked into this vortex of playing with cats and catnip, and essentially being a crack dealer for cats, and maybe.
It is a fantastic game. You're not a crack dealer. You're trying to keep the crack away from the junkies.
Yeah, but what you're doing is you're just waving in
But
front of
you're
their faces going,
essentially-
hey, you want some crack? You want some crack?
You
Well,
can't,
have
it.
it.
Run around until you fall asleep and walk off.
That's it. Or they get in a fight over the little scraps of food that someone throws them.
Yeah, who is throwing the food in there anyway? Oh, it needs more story.
It's me.
You're right, there is no backstory. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
Nippy Cats 2 will be like.
Nippy Cats 2,
It'll
the
explain
revenge.
the events of Nippy Cats. Just to explain to everyone else who probably hasn't played it, it's a free game. And all you do is you put your finger on the
Start as a bag
screen
of catnip.
and you hold a packet of catnip.
Cat crack.
And randomly cats will come out onto the screen at different speeds and you just have to move it around the screen and it's game over when the cats get the catnip. That is all it is.
And apparently, if you're good enough at PAX,
Yeah.
you might even get a shirt, or maybe imply you want to buy a shirt.
Or, yeah, or insinuate that you want to buy a shirt. So, to give you a full idea, I really wanted one of those T-shirts, and you had
didn't
to
really
get the
want it
high
enough.
score. Yeah, well, I didn't try enough. No, you had to get the high score for that day. Anyway, it was about 5 minutes before PAX was closing. There was one shirt sitting on the table, and I went up to the lady and I was like, "So you guys going to be selling shirts in the future?" And she was like, "Oh, we've had a lot of people ask us about that. We might consider it." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I would buy a shirt."
And that's
If
where
it
he
was
left
available.
it, ladies and gentlemen.
And then walks away
He
into
didn't
the
actually
sunset.
say, could I buy that shirt? Which would be the smart thing for anyone who wants to buy a fucking shirt.
Well, I thought me going, "I want to buy a shirt" was pretty obvious, but obviously she wasn't very bright because.
How do you survive in society? She's not the one that's not bright in this story.
How do I survive in society? I've gotten by fine. I just go to Macca's drive-thru and insinuate that I want a Big Mac.
Do you have
so
to take
big,
a
man.
That's
photo
why you're
with
so
you when
skinny.
you go to buy something? Bernadette, it's lunchtime. Can you come and help me buy lunch?
Can you come and buy
No,
me?
because I get Dave to tell her, message her, and say, Dave, can you just message my wife to go and get me some, or insinuate that I want Dave to message Bernadette to say, hey, Andrew's hungry, can you fix him some food?
Welcome to episode 28, the series of in-jokes that nobody except the 4 people in the podcast are going to get. Anyway, Nippy Cats. And if you do want to play it, put a screen dump up on the forums, because we've got a competition going.
Screen dump.
Where you can...
Show
what
us
do you
your high
call
score.
yeah, and you can win an amazing nothing.
You can win a free copy of Nippy Cats.
So Nippy Cats is free on the Google Store, and it's free on
iOS
the
Store.
Apple Store.
And you know what? I was actually
Most
going to write an
interesting
article for Survivor about this, because I was speaking with the developer guy, and he was
No,
saying...
you weren't. You overheard him say to
Shut
somebody
up.
else.
I'm trying to make it sound like I'm
You're
interviewing.
trying to sound cool.
In an
Dave
expose I
interviewed-
did with
In
the
an interview
interviewer.
that Dave sat behind and counted himself in.
Anyway, the guy said that he was going to... he said that, they're not charging for the game, they're not going to put in-game purchases, they're not going to put advertising. It's... What did he say? For the love of the...
He said, it's for the love of the game.
Yeah, and so I was
It's
going to
got
write this
hey,
article
hey.
and go, that is a
passion
fantastic...
project.
Yeah.
It's got advertising in it.
No, it does now. After PAX, I got home and fired it up, and it's now got advertising in it. I'm like, you assholes, I'm not writing an article for you now. But you're not assholes, guys, if you happen to be listening. It's still a kick-ass game, but it's now got advertising. That's not for the love of the game. That's for the love of 1 cent per click.
After this week's episode of South Park with the whole freemium game thing, I can't look at another free game the same now. And if it has the microtransactions, I'm instantly going to think of Canadian Satan. For those who haven't watched the episode yet, it'll make sense once you watch it.
Thanks for another in-joke,
Yay!
That's not an in-joke, that's South Park.
Maybe.
You know what's full of in-jokes?
Oh,
New York.
fuck's
New
sake.
Yorkers are full of in-jokes.
Jesus
Shut up,
Christ.
Steve.
All right.
Now we have
So-
to
Meanwhile,
explain that one.
back at PAX.
What?
What else did you
Yeah.
guys see at PAX? Did you guys like... Do you remember Assault Android Cactus?
I remember
Which
watching
beam?
you suck at it.
Yeah, I picked the railgun. It's a twin-stick shooter, and I picked the railgun, which fires like once every 5 seconds. It was the stupidest choice.
It seems to be an arena-based horde
Oh, that game.
Yeah.
It was
I had a laser
awesome.
and I did fairly well.
Is that right? Is that what you'd
True,
call
I
it?
did well.
No, I'm not. Not talking to you.
Yeah, it's true. It is like a horde. So what it is you've got, I think, 1 minute worth of battery. So unlimited lives. But if you go for a minute without killing something, you don't get a little recharge pack, so your battery expires and that's game over.
That sounds like a happy, fun game to play.
It's actually a lot more entertaining than that, yeah.
I'm
I'm not
sorry,
a fan
I
of
was
twin sticks.
explaining the
and,
starter mechanic. You were meant to pick it up, not just go, it's more entertaining than that.
Well, I watched you guys play it, and I wasn't interested. But twin sticks.
You weren't
shooters
interested
are.
before we... Exactly.
Yeah.
You weren't interested
Speaking
before
of-
we rocked up.
I ended up.
Yeah.
I played actually I think both me and Dave. I'm not sure if you guys played as well, but the Ninja Pizza Girl. It was like
Oh, that was number 3 on my list. Are you going through the same list as
yes,
me?
I can see
I
I can
played
see your
it
list
too.
from where I am here. I can see your.
I put it on Facebook
Did
like
you?
2 days
I
ago.
didn't see that.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
It was
carry
okay.
on, carry on.
but yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Being like a 2D platformer version of Mirror's Edge, it was pretty enjoyable. The motivation behind the game itself is a little bit different. I don't see anything really
Yeah, but
wrong
that
with
doesn't
it.
come across in the game. Not in the demo I played.
Did you
I
No,
only
they
I only
had-
found
they
out
had-
that story by listening to you talk to...
So another
That-
is that another interview you're going to rip off, like saying? So I overheard Noel interviewing the developers.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to the girl whose name I can't remember, and I really should.
You were
'cause
on
she
a
was
panel
that
with
panel.
you.
Yeah, I know. She didn't say anything.
She did.
Well, she tried to say stuff a few
tried?
She
times,
kept
but we
getting overpowered by 2 particular individuals.
yeah, we kept cutting her off.
Yeah.
You got to fight for your space. We only had an hour.
I did like in your particular panel, you had the opportunity to let her talk, but when you cut her off, she's like, oh, no, you talk. And you went, yeah, okay,
I will talk. I will get that.
I didn't want to get into one of those situations of no, you go, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go.
Dave's never been the polite type. If someone says go, he'll just go.
Fucking oath.
Go.
I gotta get my point across, goddammit.
And what was that? What was your point?
I don't know. I know I pissed off that guy, though, telling them that I let my son play Alien vs. Predator, like the 1980s
arcade
version.
game.
Out of all the stuff, he also played Dead Rising 3 at 5 years old, but no, the guy was dissatisfied with
Actually,
Aliens versus Predator.
one thing you didn't hear because you're up on the panel is one of the guys sitting near me made the comment of, "Oh, but it's retro gaming, so that doesn't count, right?" I'm like going, "How the fuck does that logic work?"
But that was my point. I was saying that retro games were pretty fucking
Yeah.
violent because before we knew it, like there were guys being 7 and 2 and stabbed. So you know, I was on a panel going called "Grow Up and Take Responsibility, Tim," and it was about kids
And
playing adults
specifically
games.
directed at Tim
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, he didn't
There
notice
was-
that
there was
on the
a-
title.
There was a panel of like 8 people. I knew one of them. They're all telling
Yeah,
me to
and
grow
this
up.
arsehole knows that I'm nervous about it, so he walks into the room, walks up to the front row, and sits down right in front of me. And how many seconds were you in there before that other guy, two to my left, asked you to move to the back of the room?
Not long. He asked me to move several times, actually.
Actually, he asked a lot of
Yeah.
people to move. We're going to end up with everyone back there.
That guy was a bit of a...
Which guy was that?
Ooh, he's going to listen to this.
The guy
Yeah,
sitting to his left, direct left.
Left. Who the hell was that in the panel? Let me look at
Yeah.
the photo. Hang on.
It's Dave. It's Dave, according to my screen here on Skype.
Yeah.
Anyway, about your panel, it went well. I thought there was they're actually the guys from the, I don't know what they're called, classification board.
Yeah, they were there too.
Were there?
So I was surprised. I think they
they
came
s-
because of Giselle, though. She's the
One who wouldn't shut up.
yeah, the one that you said she never shut up. I actually found her interesting.
She actually, she wasn't a person that talked a lot without saying much, like me. But she was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was good to see them there, and they seem to be taking notes. But
Yeah, sorry, she was the head of IGDA Melbourne.
Yeah.
So I've got a feeling that they were there partially at her thing, which actually seems like a pretty good group, actually.
yeah,
So I've joined a couple of indie developers groups, and they're just, for lack of better wording, they're a bunch of wannabe indies or reporters that just want to sit around and immerse themselves in indie culture and not actually talk about development, which pisses me off. I want to go and have beers with people and say, aren't we fucking cool?
isn't that what you do when you go and have beers with someone?
I only ever had beers with you three. And two of you have gone back to your own state, so that leaves me with only Tim. That's how fucking sad my life is. All I got is Tim.
You do live a sad existence.
This is why I drink. On medication.
While on meds. What else did you guys play at the indie stand? Because
Sortie.
What was
Oh,
Sortie?
yeah.
I heard you talking about that. I
Sortie
missed
was
it.
great fun. I played it with your friend Ben, and we had a lot of good fun.
I didn't ask who you played it
Sortie
with.
is essentially... Huh?
Go on.
It's when you abandoned us.
No,
for
go on.
something.
You were about to say what I wanted to hear.
Oh, what you actually wanted to?
Yeah,
All
what's it about?
So, what is it? What it's a
How about you,
arena
Tim? What did you play?
Sort of game. It's an arena sort of game, almost like a twin stick shooter in a way, where the left stick you move is your movement stick, and the right stick you have to twirl the right stick in certain direct, like twirl it right or twirl it left when you have a weapon, and you spin around and hit your enemy. So essentially, the whole thing is that you are trying
spinning
to
top.
attack your enemies, and it's a one-hit kill. So you sort of are spinning around trying to hit your enemies. It's coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
That
as
sounds
well.
awful.
It is ridiculously good fun.
it looked interesting because you can
Ridiculously good
throw
fun.
your weapons as well.
You can throw them. I didn't realise that until the round had finished. That
Yeah, but
you could throw them, but also you have there's some lamps and stuff like that as well that you can knock down and essentially turn your weapon into a sword covered in fire, which is great because the person that you hit with it doesn't immediately die, so they run around screaming and burning, and they could burn somebody else. And yeah, it's good fun though, really, really good fun.
the spinning is quite slow though. So if you
Yes,
mistime
yeah.
things, you can completely miss someone.
Which would explain why you have to change directions. Because I was thinking if
Yeah.
it's fast, you just...
Yeah,
No,
you're
it's
not,
not-
it's
it's
not
not that
like
fast.
Whirlwind in
Mm.
Diablo. It's quite slow. So
And,
Did your
and
fingers
to
get
add to that
tired?
as well? No, not really. No, but because you have to build up momentum as well. So if you've got a broadsword, which is obviously a two-handed weapon, it's quite hard to spin it around, so you've got to build up your momentum before you can actually properly hit somebody. Whereas if you've got a mace, which is a one-handed weapon, it doesn't take so long to build up to hit somebody. But I was really impressed with that. I really enjoyed it.
Did any of you guys play Primal Carnage?
Yeah, one of my mates
did not like it.
It was
You
hilarious.
didn't like it, or you?
Yeah. I only watched it when Tim's friend was playing it, and we forced him to play as a large dinosaur, which was really difficult.
No.
I remember that. So what was it about,
inside the
Tom?
buildings?
Yeah.
We should start off with explaining what the game is.
Yeah.
No,
So,
let's leave it at the name.
Primal Carnage was
Move on.
basically I suppose you call it a third-person hunting game where you play as a dinosaur hunting down humans. And you've got a range of dinosaurs to pick from, so your larger things like your T-Rexes down to your smaller flying ones, or even things like Velociraptors and things like that.
Can you be a Diplodocus?
I don't know if you'd be a Diplodocus.
Sure.
That'd be
it's-
awesome because they're herbivores.
It's actually one
Be
one
very
team
boring
plays as the
game.
dinosaurs and the other team plays as the
Yeah.
marines.
But I didn't play the
Oh,
dinosaur
really?
side.
Cool.
So it's a class. Yeah, it's a class-based.
Yeah, because if you're on one side of the thingy, the divide, you are a dinosaur. If you're on the other side, you're a
It's not.
person.
It's
That
not how
seems
it
a bit
works at
uneven.
home.
It's not.
It's
no,
not though,
it's
because it's
obviously-
balanced pretty
It is
well.
balanced pretty
How
well
does,
because
how
the
does a
weapons they have.
person against a dinosaur work?
Well, the weapons they have are
What?
quite powerful. The humans,
I figured it wasn't the weapons
Yeah.
of the dinosaurs.
but
Yeah, but if you play as like a Velociraptor or something like that, then you can
yeah,
be
it's
pretty
speed
strong.
and strike and things
Well,
like
the
that.
smaller dinosaurs seem to be
The more effective ones.
like you hide and you pick your
Yeah.
time. So when someone's engaged in a fight, you attack from the side or the back, and they were
Yeah.
strong then. But if you just ran straight at them, you'd get shot to death.
Yeah.
Oh, like Monster
Quite
Hunter.
Like what, sorry?
Yeah.
Monster Hunter.
Yes.
You've got
But
to
it-
position your attacks and fire at certain spots, else you don't do much damage.
Yeah, it seemed like it was balanced. I mean, obviously it's still got work to do, but and like there were certain areas where the big dinosaurs just couldn't get in. So
Yeah.
the hunters,
which made it really overpowered for the humans in a way, I think, because they essentially could go and just hide in a building and you couldn't
Yeah.
get in. I'm sure that's a bit different per map, but yeah.
yeah,
But
Did you guys play, what was the name of that first-person shooter where you had 4 people on screen and you were invisible?
Screen
Screen share, yeah.
Screen
That was-
Cheat.
I was going to say I quite like that game. I really
I didn't
enjoyed
enjoy it at all, but it's probably because I don't like that sort of
Huh.
game.
but
So
Screen
for
Cheat-
everyone that's watching, it's a 4-player
Watching?
split-screen game, and everyone is invisible, so you have to look at the other person's screen to see where they were. Now, I played the PC one, which was just a deathmatch, but you guys played other modes, didn't you? Like Cluedo-type
There's-
mode or something.
Yep. So there's Murder Mystery, which is you get 3 cards. One's a weapon, so you've got to pick up the right weapon. One shows you what coloured square or coloured section your target's in. So you can't just pick up your weapon and shoot anyone. You're actually hunting someone, and the only way you know is by what colour they're in.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the third card was, but that mode was quite
Would it be
fun.
who
and
you're
there
Yeah,
was-
no,
hunting?
the third.
Sorry,
Would it be who you're... No, it wouldn't be who you're hunting, because they're invisible.
that's what. Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Screen Cheat was quite good. They priced themselves a bit high, I think.
Are they $15?
Yeah, I think they need to drop it by 5 before they start selling some more. We actually had a comp in the bring your own computer area, which was quite fun. Because you didn't necessarily have to be the best at shooting to do well.
How'd you go?
I just missed out on the finals by 1 kill.
Oh, bugger.
So-
Interestingly enough, because it's very much inspired by the 4-player multiplayer GoldenEye matches. Interestingly enough, the developers behind Screen Cheat have never played GoldenEye. This I found out from one of the. It's an Australian game as
Well,
well.
they're pretty young.
They're pretty young, I know, but regardless, somebody had interviewed them. This I heard in one of the panels. Somebody had interviewed them. And,
No, you meant to say
Yeah.
I interviewed
Yeah,
them and try and pass it off.
I
Yeah.
interviewed them by listening to another interview.
Yeah,
being-
We've got to do this so we get media passes next year, dude.
Oh, next year. See, I want to. I heard somebody had interviewed them, and I would have liked to have interviewed them, but I did not have a media pass, so therefore I could not interview them.
That's not how they
You could have
work.
borrowed mine.
No, okay.
Anyway,
Meanwhile, back at PAX,
Meanwhile, back at PAX, they'd interviewed the person who interviewed him said, "Oh, it feels very much influenced by GoldenEye," and they said, "Well, yeah, we've never played GoldenEye before at all, and a lot of people have said that it's influenced by it, but this is the sort of game that we wanted to play, so we made it."
See, GoldenEye has better graphics though, so it's not a real fair comparison.
Anyway, apart from Screen Cheat,
Airscape,
was-
The Fall of Gravity. How fucking awesome was
I didn't
that?
play that one.
didn't play it.
You
Really?
kind of wet yourself over it a bit. It's good, don't get me wrong.
it's fucking-
I really enjoyed it, but it's no Nippy Cats.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's awesome.
Hey, guys.
It is a fantastic game.
For those who obviously can't see the video of this, literally all three of them put their heads backwards and went, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
There's a reason
I'm
for
recording
that.
the video so I can show people. I put it up on a YouTube channel.
Hey,
Yeah.
did anybody play any of the games over the ID Xbox area, like things like Spectra?
Well, let's just, skip over,
Yeah.
Like what,
Airscape.
sorry?
That's fine.
Oh, fine. Sorry, Dave. Please go back to your game.
No, that's fine. We can come back to it. Carry on.
Nobody
No,
liked
talk
your
about
crap
it now so
gravity
we can get
indie
past
game.
it.
It's awesome.
I played Screen Cheat at ID at Xbox, and
We're
that
not going
was
back to
about-
Screen Cheat.
No, I'm just
No,
saying
I
that's
played
all I
that then.
played. Oh, and Volgar the Viking, which was fun for 5 minutes and then got bored pretty.
You know what? I'm really surprised at how many games. That was that one that looked like a 8-bit
Yeah.
GoldenEye. Yeah. I was playing Shovel Knight last night, and I know it's a style, but it's amazing how many games are reverting to that style graphics and sound. It's really surprising.
Because it's lazy.
Yeah, it's lazy.
I don't know that it's lazy.
It's lazy to make 16-bit graphics, Dave.
Fuck off. You know what? Blow it out your ass. I do find it interesting that I'm spending all my budget for my game is going on artwork, and I can quite easily do away with that and just create an 8-bit looking game.
Obviously got a low budget.
Anyhow, I played a game at the Xbox booth, but I can't remember the name of
Yeah,
it.
you had Tim dragging around like a cocksucker trying to convince you that PlayStation was
Every
shit.
time I touch a controller, he's like, "Do you like that
Yeah,
controller?
you're gonna
It's
buy
the
an
best
Xbox
feeling
now?"
Controller, it's the best.
It is
isn't
the
it?"
best.
It's not the fucking
See,
best.
Oh, he
It's
sounds.
factually
If you're
the best
listening to
controller.
this podcast, I sounded exactly like Tim did just then. No, it's the best. Oh, it's so good. That was Tim talking just then. So, but I played this game where you played as I think Noel's trying to say something, but he's
not taking the
gone a bit
opportunity,
quiet.
so just fucking go for it. I think his headset's
Either
dead.
that or he was miming as me. But
See,
nonetheless, I played a game.
Noel,
as
the arrogant
a-
cunt, told us that his headset was better than ours because it's wireless. And who's run out of batteries? Who's run out of batteries? Noel has.
He's not even listening.
Of course he's- well, his
anyway,
headset's
I
not working.
He
played-
can't listen.
Let me finish
My
my
headset just fucking
sentence.
I had to pick on Noel quickly.
I played as a dog and a
Oh yeah,
little person.
that
What's it
Alaskan
called?
game. I can't remember.
Yeah, that Alaskan game. That'll do.
Lone Survivor? No.
No, not Lone Survivor. That's a stupid game. Stupid 8-bit game.
Hey,
Fucking
don't knock 8-bit.
Anyway.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, but Lone Survivor shit. So anyway, this Alaskan game, it was quite good. I went back and played it a couple of times. I'm looking forward to playing it when it comes out on PS4.
It didn't.
there
It
salmon
didn't
in
look
it?
very interesting though, because it was just a like it. Literally, all I saw you do was work, right, and jump.
Yes, you have an affinity for those kinds of games, don't you, Tim?
Yeah.
But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I really pissed off your friend though.
Yeah, because you were
playing
terrible
that
at
game.
it. How can you be bad at walking, right, and jumping?
I walked right and jumped. I just didn't realise that you had to wait until a platform appeared because the game. didn't
3
tell me
times
that.
in a row.
Yeah, I was impatient. I was impatient. The third time he goes, I can't fucking deal with this. I can't play games with this guy.
That's what we
I
call
play
rage
by
quitting.
myself.
What was that 8-bit
No,
thing
I
I
enjoyed
played, Tim? Eventually, after waiting for that asshole to stop playing it for like 45 minutes.
Escapist.
Escapist. That was awesome.
I'm really looking forward to that on Xbox.
Did you
It was
play
even awesomer
I
once I
haven't
had
played that
Tim
one, no.
standing beside me going, you're meant to be up there doing your job. You can stop doing your job for that. You got to go to roll call. Kill a cop. Ha ha ha, you died.
What about the Oculus? Noel, you finally got to play
Oh.
Alien Isolation. on
Fuck
the Oculus.
Alien
What
Isolation.
Oh, did you get to do
and
that?
it was
We
Fucking
got the better
amazing.
one.
Ah, cool.
Um,
Is that just because of the game, or because the game works well with the
It
control
works well
concept,
with the Oculus Rift, and considering last time we used Oculus Rift, it was really the screen was just incredibly bad. You couldn't see what was going on. It's very blurry. They've also done the upgrade now where the screens look a lot better. It's a lot clearer, and it works well for Alien Isolation because you literally are controlling the head movement. Everything else is still controlled by the controller, and being such an atmospheric game, it lends itself really well because you had to look down at the actual scanner to see where the aliens were. And it
Oh,
was
wow.
so interesting, the guy before me who jumped out of the seat, but he,
Did he piss
no,
himself?
but he physically jumped in his chair when he was actually speared through the chest by the alien because I asked him what happened, what made you jump. He said, well, the alien got me, I was trying to hide in one of the cabinets, and as I was going in, it speared me through the back of the chest. And he looked down
Oh,
to
wow.
see it, and it actually sort of freaked him out when it happened because of the sound and everything associated with it all. But yeah, I thought that was absolutely fantastic, and yeah, I'd definitely play it on Oculus Rift if I could again.
I'm actually, you know, hearing you talk about it like that, I know obviously it's going to be a while before the Oculus Rift comes out for, you know, consoles and stuff like that. Well, obviously PlayStation's got their own version of it coming out. But I'm actually genuinely thinking, you know what, I might just wait until the Rift comes out to play Alien Isolation because it sounds so perfect for that particular
Genre.
device. Yeah.
You played the same
Well,
as me,
just-
though, right?
I played the same game as you did, yeah. Whatever it was called, shooting.
Super
Duck and
hot.
Shoot.
Super hot.
Super hot.
Super hot, super awesome. That was
As you can
so
tell, I don't
fucking
name
good.
games for a living because I would fail at that. But yeah, I really
this is
enjoyed
Nippy
that.
Cats.
So that was a game that...
As a tech demo, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I don't know that I'd enjoy a full game of it. So what you did
No,
in
it
Super
needs a-
Hot was it was basically whenever you're not moving, time slowed to a crawl. So whenever you moved, time sped up to full speed, and all you had to do was run through a corridor and pick up a gun and then shoot some
Well,
guys.
don't run through it because you get shot. But
Well, you have to run through it to pick up the gun. And then as you kill the three guys...
did you always run to the gun, though?
How else are you meant to do it?
Well, the first time I did it, I didn't realise I had to pick up the gun. I walked straight past it and walked right up to the guys. And I
So
was
there's guys shooting guns at you and you walked up to them to say hi.
like, well, I thought something would happen when I got up
This is
there,
why
like,
all he plays is Rayman.
Where are you going, Tim?
Nowhere.
I've
So
dropped
yeah,
something.
I thought that you had to go to the back of the room and then you would be able to grab a gun off them or something like. I don't know.
No,
I
you-
didn't see the gun in the floor.
Oh, on the floor. See, the thing I liked about that is, so the first time I did it was I kept running, and so of course I got shot. But what you had to do is you had to stop and then move around in the chair, and you could actually move. It felt a bit like the Matrix, because I could move to the side and then turn my head and watch a bullet slowly go past me in slow
It's pretty
motion and
cool.
then smash a thing behind me, and then move again, and then you move forward a bit and then you dodge, and it was really good. So I got up to, I think I did about like 7 levels, and then in the end all the guys had shotgun. Well, 2 guys had shotguns and one had an Uzi, and it was fucking damn near impossible. And then the guy scared
you
me
did
by
much
taking off
better
the
than I did.
headphones.
Yeah. Well, the lady who put the headphones on me tapped me on the shoulder when I was done and said, "You ready to go out?" I'm like,
That doesn't sound like a lady.
Yeah.
What kind of
and then
lady?
She asked. It was. Yeah, it sounded awfully like you, Tim. But anyway, and she was like, she didn't even ask me how the game was. She just asked me about my shark tattoo. She's like, I have a shark tattoo too. Hers was really shit. But she was like, look, I have a shark tattoo too. And I'm like, okay, good. Yours, yeah, thumbs up.
Did you tell her that hers was terrible compared to yours?
No, I said, I was going to get a cartoon one done too, but I decided to get real sharks done because that looks much better. I didn't say it like that. I was just like,
You have such a way with people.
You are quite a You are such a people person. It's like, your tattoo shit, get the fuck away from
Yeah,
me.
I'm such a people. I don't give a shit about your crappy shark.
So, did you spend any time at the Sony stand this year?
What's Sony?
Well, there was no Sony.
Yeah,
stand.
exactly. Inferior.
No. I spent I spent some time at the Nintendo booth. Well, Noel, Dave, and myself did, and somebody else.
Ben.
I think Dave's friend Ben. That's it.
You're welcome.
Dave's friend Ben.
Yeah, very chatty man. And we played Splatoon, which was really enjoyable. I quite enjoyed it. Did you enjoy
That was
it
an
as well?
awesome, fun game. I'm looking forward to getting that when it comes out in the Wii U.
Yeah,
When is
I
it out?
really liked it. Soon, I think.
Soon.
I think the end of the year, possibly.
It's all around there.
Sounds.
Or maybe 2015. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. So Splatoon is basically a first-person shooter, but instead of shooting the other person, you shoot paint
Ink.
at the ground.
But you can still shoot the other person,
Yes.
can't you?
You can, but it's not like a first-person shooter where you need to get headshots and
If
stuff
you
like
hit them
that.
with enough paint or ink, then they die and they respawn back at the starting area. But one of the cool mechanics
Yep.
of it, you
Yeah.
can actually move through the ink that's your color ink.
That was really
to
cool.
move around a
Yeah.
lot faster and
I saw some people ducking down into ink of
Yeah.
their colour as well
Yeah.
to take cover.
So you,
welcome back, Dave. We're talking about
and
Splatoon.
you need to go into hop into the ink to recharge your ink
Yeah.
pot essentially.
And
Oh,
run
yeah.
fast.
One of the interesting mechanics with that as well was that if you are swimming along in your colour and an opposite player shoots a bomb or something like that onto the area
It
that
will
you're
ruin your
swimming,
day.
you essentially you will die, which I thought was interesting.
Do you reckon you guys will buy that game?
I will.
Yes, day one.
Jesus, no. We're all sticking with 300ml drinks, and we've had a 2-litre bottle.
I've had a
God
long
damn.
day. I didn't finally get a cup before I jumped into this bloody podcast. Sorry.
Yeah, but Jack Daniels, fuck, man.
Hey, it came back from duty free.
Yeah, day one I'll purchase it. Yeah, day one. I liked it a lot.
I liked it, but I don't think I'd buy it, because I don't think I'd be able to find that many people to play it with.
That's because you don't have any.
We
I'll
played
play
you,
with
Dave.
you, Dave.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, that's not the sort of game. Well, I might play with my
We're not
kids.
his real
But
friends,
No,
Noel.
It-
We spent
no,
all
but
the
it
whole week at his
seemed
place and
it seemed fun
No,
for a
you've said it
game
now,
with.
you've said it
Oh,
now.
fuck off!
You said
How
it
do I
now.
mute that motherfucker? Why am I pointing? No one can see. Yeah, it seemed like a really fun game, like when you've got a bunch of people around. But I can't really see myself playing an arena-style game unless there's some additional content in it.
Well, you didn't spend much time playing PvZ, did you?
No. Oh, yeah, I spent more time playing PvZ than I would this, because PvZ had more variety.
Well, yeah. Look, we don't.
Plants vs Zombies for people.
I guess.
Everyone
I guess-
knows. Garden Warfare.
I guess we don't know
Hey, dude,
that.
don't frown at me.
That
man.
what they showed off at PAX is all that Splatoon has to
Yeah.
offer, or if that's
Well, we get
just
to play one level,
one of the
so
things.
I don't think it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a whole thing either.
Surely
Because
they'll
it
have
can't
different
be a
game
whole thing.
modes. They'll incorporate a CTF in there. And that
I don't know,
King
yeah.
of the Hill or something.
I just feel
Um,
I feel it's a bit de blobbish, which is a great game. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong,
I
but
loved the blob, so
yeah,
you know.
I thought Nintendo's store was pretty good, except for the projector they had Mario Kart on was like it's from the 60s. It was such terrible quality.
It was pretty bad.
was it?
I didn't even
Yeah,
notice it,
to
to be
me.
honest.
It was shocking.
What about the 3DSs that are
I
coming?
was
Yeah.
going to say, did you guys play that? Well, I know you guys played them. You're sitting
Yeah,
beside me.
I
I don't know if Tim did. We didn't hang out with Tim.
Sonic Boom.
I liked it.
So Sonic Boom isn't on the 3DS. That's that fucking pile of shit.
That's awful.
Andy
Awful
loved it.
game.
He played it for ages.
I didn't mind it, but they should be doing better than that by now.
I should.
It was an awful
Back-
game.
Toad's
Like,
Adventure
I saw-
was an awesome game.
It
I
didn't
saw
look very
somebody
interesting.
get up to a certain point
Was it me?
where it was the actual no. The guy that was before me than when I played it
yeah.
the first time, and he was actually doing Sonic Hearts, and it looked like fun. And I went, hey, when he's done, I want to play this game. So I went. He died and put back to the beginning of that level. So I went to go and grab the controller because he was like, "Oh, it's not good," and so I played it, and the girl was like, "Oh, just reset it for you," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm fine where I am, but no worries, okay." And then I'm at this bloody, platforming section, which is ridiculous, and it felt like Sonic Unleashed, and not good at all.
So not a day one.
Not even a day 10
Wow.
or 50
But
or 100.
What
So
about the
there
new
was-
3DS? I thought that was pretty fucking awesome, personally. But I was
Why?
alright.
why?
So first
What's
of all,
good
I
about
like so that it's got that 3D screen that you can turn and view it from the side, providing you're not wearing glasses. Which I noticed. I was playing Monster Hunter, and I noticed that the 3D kept snapping out, and I figured out afterwards I wear prescription glasses, and the light from the lights above was shining on the inside of my glasses and causing something to happen, and my eyes went out of whack, and I noticed Noel was having trouble, and I pointed
Do
it
you
at
just
him.
hit yourself on the side of the head and that fixes your problem?
No. But yeah, so that was really cool. I like having a right thumbstick, even if it is the nipple off the old laptops track point thing.
Oh, really? Is that all it is?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but it works.
It works alright.
I guess, yeah, it works alright. The dual shoulder buttons work okay.
I don't mind the way it's
It's-
set up because you can feel a difference between the two. I was worried they were going to be quite flush
Yeah.
and you wouldn't be able to pick the difference, but
Okay. Yeah, they're raised
Yeah.
with that ledge. The other thing I liked was, it's a superficial thing, but I really liked that on the smaller version you can change the physical
Yeah.
case. So they got a whole bunch of snap-in cases, and you can
Yeah, I don't
change the look.
understand why
Yeah, well,
they didn't. It feels like to me they could have implemented that in the
Yeah.
3DS XL, but decided not to, so that they have another version of the 3DS to sell 6 months down the line.
nah.
And you go,
I reckon they've just left it out because they're wankers.
well, I was going to say,
And I don't think they'll put it
I could
back
have a
in
go at the
again.
small one while we're there, bonus to me.
Oh yeah, smarter. That's right. It's got the coloured buttons
Yeah,
too, like
like
the old
SNES
SNES controller. So you don't get those coloured buttons
Yeah,
on the
it's
XL.
only the on the XL you only have the inlays of the letters that are different colours to match the SNES
yeah, the
controller.
coloured
But
letters, yeah.
one of the things, like I've got the 3DS and the 3DS XL. I didn't want to get the 3DS again.
I think everybody at PAX had a 3DS.
Yeah, true.
You didn't,
That's a good point.
Sony boy.
Yeah.
Walking around going, can someone near pass me? Anyone?
I
Hello?
was-
a Vita.
Even Sony,
I think I was the
even
only person
Sony
who took
weren't
a
at
Vita to
PAX.
the PAX.
No.
Well,
I'm
Sony
sure there are
weren't
other people
there.
there that are probably just too embarrassed to take them out of their bags. But
They didn't have a leather
on
satchel
the
like
on
hipster
the
boy.
well, the point I was going to do before is the new 3DS, not the XL. It is a little bit bigger, and it's just enough bigger to make it comfortable to play, rather than the original 3DS. The screen size is just that like, bit big enough that makes it, decent to play.
Usable.
So
yeah.
I was gonna get the new 3DS XL when it came out, but I'm probably gonna get the new 3DS now. So yes, I can have this changing colours, and I can have the actual SNES buttons and all things like that. And I'll probably wait
Yeah.
for a later incarnation of the 3DS XL to do a special edition of that, to grab one of those. Because also I think now what they'll do is
Yeah,
they'll have special editions limited to just the XL, because they'll have the hard case, where the normal 3DS now will have the interchangeable covers. So they'll probably want to do a special edition for
And they also put the did you notice on all of the versions they've put the cartridge at the
Yeah.
front, so it's not on the smooth edge anymore. So no more of the popping out the cartridge.
I never had that
Holy
issue.
crap. Do you put it in your pocket or in a case?
in my pocket and the case.
Of course, the last line of defense.
See, I don't put mine in a case.
Well,
And I noticed they've still got the fucking ridges on the bottom screen, so you're still going to get those
Marks,
scratch
yeah.
marks on your top screen unless you put the little felt things on, which is annoying. Did you guys play Monster Hunter 4?
no,
I played Super Mario Smash Brawl
Oh, yeah.
on the Wii. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I think I'm actually sold on getting a 3DS now. I will get the new 3DS smaller version. It looks nice. The 3DS XL played nice. Plus, if I go to PAX next year, I want to feel like I
Fit in.
One of us.
you
One
know,
of
and
us.
fit in. Ha! Look, guys, I gotta. Yeah, exactly. I want to get these fucking puzzle pieces that all you cunts are getting. So yeah.
I didn't play Monster Hunter, but I'm
You
just
missed
gonna wait till
out.
it comes on the Wii.
Hey,
It's not coming out on the Wii.
It is. There's an Ultimate Edition pegged for 2015.
Okay. It's well worth getting. There was some nice new additions, like you've got party members, and they call out stuff like there's a 93... It felt a bit weird, but there's a 93% chance that we can capture this monster now, and all that sort of stuff. You know, you used to have to watch out for dribbling and when they're limping, and then sort of
I played
guess
Monster
it.
Hunter 3 on the original Wii, and it was really hard to tell when they were drooling. And then I bought the Ultimate Edition on Wii U, and it's because they had the HD textures on it.
Yeah.
It was actually more visibly... Yeah, you could see it more.
Yeah, I only played it on the Wii U.
Explain drooling.
So
to
you
people
fight
who
fight monsters, and when you've weakened them enough, they show physical signs that they're wearing, so you know you're about to kill
no
them,
health bars
or
in
you
Monster
can
Hunter.
capture them. Yeah, and you've got missions like capture this particular monster or kill this particular monster. So it's very important to knowing how the battle's going.
I had played Monster Hunter before. I played Monster Hunter PSP version or whatever it was. Monster Hunter Golden, I can't remember. I enjoyed it, but it's...
Once you get into
Again,
it, and
it's-
then once you get into the multiplayer side, it's a completely different game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I understand that it's also a game that you need to really dedicate a lot of time to.
I don't agree
there's a
with
bit
that
of-
necessarily.
Well, there's a bit of grind. Like, once you get past lower levels, there's a bit of grind to get your gear up. So then you
Yeah.
can progress to the bigger monsters, because if you don't have the right gear, you just get trounced. And then you have to have different sets, because different sets have different strengths and weaknesses against different elements, and I'm not at that stage yet. I still have one set.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
See, I played it more. I got what 20 hours worth out of it before I just got tired of it. I can see that there's a lot in there for people who want to perfect it, but anyway.
So besides the game aspect of PAX, which is obviously the whole point of PAX, one of the other things that we did was Dungeons and Dragons. We played Dungeons and Dragons.
That's a game.
The real life Dungeons and Dragons. It's a game. Yeah, I fucking know it's a game.
Like
But,
with
I mean,
a sectioned
like
off area
computer
and a
games.
real dungeon master
Oi.
that we could see.
And shall we tell them our proud
I
news?
should have-
How
Yeah.
the DAFAP team are unique in the entire PAX
I have an
event.
update for about that as well, actually, because I went back to the DM and asked him at the very end of the day if we were the only ones to do that on the last day of PAX. We were the only freaking
Yeah!
ones to complete
Give
that
it up
challenge.
for us.
Dave would like to let the world know how badly we fucked up as a group.
We didn't fuck up. It was by
We?
it
It
was
was
sort of
you.
by
You
design. So
started it.
at the start,
No,
right, it was
actually-
me. So Andy was a dwarf. Tim was a halfling
We
rogue.
still couldn't fire bow to save guys.
Neil was a wizard.
Oh, fuck.
And no, Neil. If you want to piss Noel off, call him Neil. And I was a warrior. Anyway, we all decided at the start we were going to fuck Tim up. So no matter what happened,
Hey, wait! I wasn't privy to this.
That's very
information.
true.
of course you weren't privy to the information,
You don't tell the
dumbass. We
person-
wouldn't tell
that
you,
guy we're
would
going to
we?
assassinate. We'll go tell him we're going to fucking kill him first, just so he knows
I
what's
don't know
coming.
how you didn't pick it up when we were saying to each other
Only
now,
because
or should
had
we
a
wait
feeling
another
that you were gonna
turn?
turn around and
Yeah.
fuck us up.
Like we were saying to each other, do we do it now or do we
I
wait?
was wondering what you were talking about.
Jesus, you've played with us enough. How did you not know? Anyway, and then we got to the end, and I got the treasure, and I decided, well, Noel had 1 health left, and Andy was pretty weak.
And before
So
that, hang on, I decided to check the barrel behind me, which
Oh,
had
yeah.
a curse on it,
Dumbass.
so it dropped half.
He
my
checked.
hit
No,
points off.
first you checked an empty space
Yeah.
of ground for traps,
Check trap. Which
and then
one?
you
That
opened
one
a
over there.
chest that was
No.
trapped. Like you fucking retard! You are the worst rogue in the world. I'm gonna check that empty bit of floor for traps, and then I'll open this perfectly innocent-looking
I got a
trap
health potion
barrel.
from a box as well, which I had to use on Noel to save him.
And you only
Revive
gave him 1 health.
Because I couldn't roll these dice properly, I only got a 1.
Oh.
So when he died, I revived him with 1 health.
So I figured I was safe, so I killed off Andy.
Nothing.
And then a Minotaur one-hit killed me, and then all we had was Noel left with 1 health point trying to kill a Minotaur. So we all lost. We were the first and only people to lose Beginner's Guide to Dungeons and Dragons.
And we were the first.
And then we took a photo of all of us, and Noel put his fucking staff in front of my face.
That's the way Dave likes it. But yeah, but I went back and spoke to the DM on the last day and said, "Hi, do you remember me?" He goes, "Yes, actually, I do remember you and your friends." It's like, that's not a good thing. Dave's run away. Quick, let's talk shit about him. No, but seriously, so I went back and said, "Hey, look, we were part of that group, and I remember you." And it's like, did anybody else betray each other completely and then lose the game to you? And he went, "No, you guys were the only team in the entire 3 days of PAX who firstly betray each other so badly, and then all die and let me, as a dungeon master, win the game." So the fat versus the Wheatley versus the actual dungeon master equals we fucking lost.
Hang on. How did the Fat versus the Wheatley come into this? We haven't lost.
No, I'm saying like us as a team. So the Fat and the Wheatley versus an actual dungeon master. We all fucking failed miserably. The amount of ones we rolled.
I don't know if you saw his bright white, comfy sneakers, but that wasn't a real dungeon master.
No.
That was a dude dressed up in a robe.
I must say that the weapons that they give you were decent quality, like the rubber foamy things. Yeah, I was quite impressed by that.
Mighty.
But simple things to me, simple minds.
In that area as well, there were a few other things as well, board games and stuff like that. One thing that Dave got quite excited about, probably a little bit too excited, was the figurine painting. Look, Noel is currently showing us his huge battle axe. That's not a
euphemism.
Yes, it is.
Euphemism for something. It was a real big battle axe. Yeah. So you enjoyed painting things, didn't you, Dave?
Actually, I enjoyed a lot of that stuff a lot more than I thought. I got into Might and Magic, the card game.
Magic the Gathering.
I got into painting. What did I say?
Might and Magic.
Might and Magic.
Fuck,
which
whatever.
is X-based.
Yeah.
Very different.
It's all fucking nerd stuff. I don't know. Look, I got into Magic.
Listen to this podcast.
Yeah. So I got into Magic the Gathering, and that was a load of fun. Got a couple of starter decks for free, and they taught you how to play. And then, and I got into. They had the tabletop games, so I gave that a shot. And we got a couple of figures that, if anyone's watching the video recording, that's my little.
Too close.
Back it up.
Back a little bit. Keep on backing up. Back up.
I'll put a photo on the forum. No one's going to care anyway. Is anyone listening? So yeah, that was surprisingly fun. And there was one thing I noticed though. Like, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but there was the video game crowd and the physical game crowd. And the video game crowd were sort of in their area and giving funny look. Hey, well, it's tabletop and card games and board games. Like I bought that Super Dungeon.
Physical games insinuates,
physical
Noel
games
playing with his battle axe. So that's.
He was. There was LARP there as well, which I don't entirely understand. But anyway, so yeah, but I caught a few snide comments from the video game, the hardcore video game crowd about all the the geeks. So the one side of the geeks were calling the other geeks super geeky and all this sort of stuff, and we were playing.
Well, you're a fucking geek.
Yeah, well, we were sitting there on night one at about 10:30 at night playing Cards Against Humanity, and the place was packed, right? The place was packed. Remember? And I looked around and I'm like, everyone here has welcomed us noobs and allowed us to be fuckheads.
Speak for yourself, noob.
Everyone was smiling. Well, you really suck then if you weren't a noob and you lost as bad as we did. But you know what I mean? Like, everyone was smiling. Everyone was having a good time. There wasn't any of that snarkiness.
When you're thinking about Daniel Radcliffe's immaculate arsehole.
But the other people who are playing other games, there wasn't any of the snarkiness that there was in the gaming side of things. And I just thought it was really nice. Like, it was really cool.
I'm actually just quite...
It's like the whole... Hey?
Dave's found a new love.
I just thought the community
tabletop gamers.
I thought the community was really awesome. I'm sure there are, elitists and all that sort of crap in
The
there.
the Niels of tabletop gaming.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Actually, should we tell them our favourite part? You remember that?
Not yet. I just want to say one thing
All right.
that I was really surprised with at PAX. Cards Against Humanity sold out.
I'm not
that.
surprised at all.
Of course it
I'm
did.
not surprised at all.
But
First day-
let's give them a shout out, right? So the reason it
Yep.
sold out was because they were selling the Australian edition for $30. And because of the bullshit Australia tax, it's about $60 or $55, $60 to buy it here. So what they did was they sold out on day one and they went, oh, okay, why is everyone selling it for $55? Okay, everyone in Australia can buy it off our website for $30. And if your delivery address is in Australia, you can have delivery for $0. So you can get it for that. And I actually ordered a pack.
And it
Here,
came,
I'll read
so
this.
quickly too.
Yeah, it came within 3
really
days,
quick.
and it says, Dear consumer, thank you for buying Cards Against Humanity bullshit from our store. We worked hard to keep Cards Against Humanity independent so that no publishers, distributors, or viceroys of the British Empire can tell us what we can or can't do with our game. We really like having a one-on-one, blah, blah, blah. If we did fuck it up, please let us know at mail at...
They really have a blah 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 part in there.
No, it's got a lot of bunch of... And we hope we didn't fuck it up. If we did fuck it up, da-da-da-da. So... I just love that. Like, I love
Yeah.
the whole concept of...
The humour behind it's
Like,
fantastic.
they're exactly like their game is. Or he is. It's one or two guys, isn't
Two
it?
guys, I think. But I love
be, it's
I
just a
love
card
how
game.
over the top American their booth was with the giant eagle and the marching band
Yeah.
and shit like
The
that.
brass band, yeah.
It's very fucking
And
tough.
Uncle Sam on stilts.
Yeah, that was awesome. But definitely. I think they weren't really prepared for how much the Australian community really wanted that game. And I remember when we were talking.
Well, everyone
Yeah.
wants it for $30.
Well, that-
No, but I mean, at $60, you go, yeah, look, I'll
I'm
just download
No,
the
I
free one.
know
don't
a
you?
lot of people actually
Yeah.
bought it who've gone to places like Game Traders and bought it for like $60-$70 and things like that, and spent the $29 or $20 just to buy each expansion. And they absolutely love it. I mean, that first night sitting down with you guys and teaching you how to play it was absolutely fantastic. And seeing the expressions on your face as you read through some of the cards, like, you know, good old cum guzzling Pac-Man, Mecha Hitler, Daniel Radcliffe.
You keep saying good old cum
But not
guzzling
only-
Pac-Man. I'm beginning to regret leaving you alone with my arcade machine.
But not only
It was
that,
one night.
obviously this is an Australian tailored version, and having digs at Clive Palmer
Yeah.
is hilarious. You know,
They did a really
Oh,
good
it's
job.
it's hilarious.
You reckon? I only saw like 3 or 4 cards. Like there was
I
John
only
Howard's
saw-
eyebrows.
Yeah, I only saw a few, but they're well done.
Yeah.
The ones that I saw were well done, and I'm sure there's more than 3 in there.
I reckon they probably
Yeah.
ditched. Yeah, they probably ditched the specific American ones and replaced them with specific Australian ones.
Yeah.
You
but
reckon,
yeah,
Dave?
Our favourite, I don't know if it's our collective favourite part of PAX.
It's
my
everyone's favourite. It is
It's
the
everyone's
best
part.
thing that happened.
So we were coming back from Dave's panel, walking back into PAX. We spot this person on our left with a camera and a light, and then this lady with a microphone,
Oh,
and
fuck.
she says,
Hang on, but before she says, we all turn to face her because we're like, kick ass, we're going to get on TV saying our opinion on
Me and
something
Mum on
awesome.
TV.
yeah. And so she says, do you want to give us your opinion on Gamergate?
And the response, ready boys?
No.
No.
We all collectively went, nah.
And
not
backed
touching
away,
that.
hands in the air, palms.
I said that Tim had a great opinion on it, but you know, obviously.
Oh, and her face, she was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. As all 4 or 5 of us just backed away simultaneously, going, nope, we're not touching that. Not interested.
No, thank you.
Keep in mind as well that at PAX, every second person knew who Noel was. Noel
yeah,
was a
fucking
minor
hell.
celebrity, so next year I'm going to be wearing, if I go to PAX next year, I'll be wearing a shirt with Noel's face on it going, I know Noel!
Really? I'm cosplaying as Noel. I'm going to wear a shirt that says Neil.
You will see you bastard.
I'm Neil's friend.
Actually, I'm very tempted to get you guys shirts made up and say, you know, like friends of Neil should just have a face in the front doing that action or something.
That's it.
The problem is Noel looks like Gordon Freeman, though. So if we do that, they're going to think we're him.
Well, if I do,
Arsehole,
true.
change your look, dude.
fuck no,
Seriously.
I'm planning on cosplaying as Gordon Freeman next year at PAX, hopefully. So It'll be my first ever cosplay.
I was actually thinking of trying to cosplay as Rayman.
Are you gonna have a disembodied head or something, or?
Yeah, you're gonna have
to
to.
cut off your limbs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm not really that dedicated.
Well, actually,
But before we wrap up, I did want to point out that I don't know about. Well, I know about you guys because I asked you on the weekend. But I was really impressed with the size and hours of operation of PAX.
Yeah.
Like, they filled the exhibition centre really nicely, and they kept it going. Like Andy and I were playing. What was that game we were playing?
Nippy Cats.
Shit, Load Runner. What's it called?
Load Runner.
Yeah, we were playing Load Runner at quarter to 11.
It's a fucking games festival. I played a lot of games with.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, that was the one at quarter to 11. We're playing that while Neil was listening to MC Sideboob or Frontalot or whatever his name is.
Fucking awesome.
MC Frontalot. He was pretty good, but standing in there not knowing any of his songs.
Yeah, I was.
And they're going, yeah, I can't understand this guy, but everyone seems really into him, and I feel out of place. Yeah, you were actually.
But yeah, we
a little
played,
bit too
we went
much,
to the-
you know. Seriously.
We went back inside to go and have a look at something or other. I can't remember what, and we ended up having. Dave went, the classic gaming booth's open, and the first game that was on the table there that I saw was like, it's fucking Load Runner. So I sat down and, I was like, yeah.
And you know what?
I did
The
exactly
people in
that.
there, though, how did they kick us out? Just like fucking Andy. I tell you what, they come up and go, we're going to be closing this in a couple of minutes. And they did it like 3 times until we figured out, that's them telling us to fuck off. I'm like, okay, yeah, we know you're closing in a couple of minutes. Just tell us when you want us out. And we're the only ones left in there, and they're going, we're closing in a couple of minutes. I'm like, Jesus. Are you selling those T-shirts?
One thing I have to say, PAX last year compared to this year, definitely the layout was so much better because it wasn't anywhere near as packed. The panels were great. The venue they've got now is fantastic for it.
Yeah.
And I've got to admit,
they
admittedly,
enjoyed it as well
PAX is supposed to be all
because
about the games, but it's also a lot more about the people because, as you were saying before, Dave, like, people go there, they were quite friendly towards us when we were playing the tabletop area and playing the card games, things like that. And I think, like, PAX may be about the games, but it's the people that actually really make it great.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's
Is that for you, Dave? You're a dick.
Obviously, I travelled across the country to come and be at this place.
At Dave's place, well.
So it really, Dave's place. So
Yeah,
it really
my place
sucked. Like
kicked ass.
I was thinking to myself, it's gonna suck if get through the first day, halfway through the first day, and go, this is fucking crap. I've got another 2.5 days of this. But I really enjoyed it, and I had a great time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. We don't have stuff like this in Perth.
In Perth.
Where do I live? Perth.
In Perth.
Yes, in
Fucking
Piaz.
hipsters.
We don't have PAX.
We don't have stuff.
We don't have
we
stuff.
have, expos and stuff, but it's not big like this. Obviously, they're fairly confident with it because I think they've booked themselves in for that area for next
I
5
think it was,
years in
yeah.
Melbourne. So I'm really excited to see what will happen in the next few years.
Yeah, it's a good venue,
Maybe I'll
definitely.
come back. Maybe I won't.
Maybe you're not invited back. Think of that.
Depends.
Fuck you, I'm going to be there next year. You bloody well come. And write articles
So
about
you-
how awesome Hive Not By Design is.
Actually, I was
No,
going to say that's the thing. I
got your name right for that one too.
Mind you,
I'll mention it on my
I could be
podcast.
there
but,
cosplaying as myself
Yeah,
next
movie
year, depending on
podcast.
how things go.
the AB Film Podcast, which is getting a big recording over the weekend, by the way.
Getting
Sorry,
a big
what-
That was
recording.
fucking.
We're doing a
That
big
was
recording.
fucking subtle.
You're doing a normal recording.
No, but it will
Doing-
be exciting this time.
I'm going to shamelessly
People
plug
will
my
be
own
excited
podcast
this
on
time.
this podcast, and no one will ever know. Subtle as fuck.
You fuck
That's how
subtly.
That's how you
Oh, well,
subtly
I'm trying
get a
to, I'm
t-shirt.
trying to say, so, are there any other... Yeah. I'll have a Nippy Cat shirt if I have to make it myself.
Just grab a bag of catnip and staple it to a t-shirt.
And he's followed by all these
Yeah.
cats to
And
PAX.
then on my back,
They won't let him
fuck,
in.
if I go to PAX next year, that's what I'm
What?
going to cosplay as. A fucking bag of Nippy Cat. No, I'm going to cosplay as
Alright,
Nippy Cat. It's
Andy,
gonna be-
next year you're not staying at my house. No, you're still welcome, Andy. You're not, okay? No offense.
Tim, would your rootin' tootin' housemates mind if I come and stay with you?
Probably not.
They may ask you to join in though.
Do you have any cats?
Yes, one.
Oh,
Is
Jesus.
can you call him Nippy?
I can call
That's
it
a bit
whatever.
racist,
doesn't
isn't
listen.
Ah,
Anyhow, I think that just about does us.
Yeah.
For the podcast. There anything that you want to plug, Andrew? Yeah. Thanks. So
You've already
the
done your
AMC
You've already done your podcast. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, we're going to be covering Interstellar this week, amongst other films.
Which I don't want to watch.
Because I saw a lot of movies, and Fury. I saw Fury.
of course you saw me.
Yeah,
I was,
you
I
didn't
was
like
staying at
that,
Dave's
did
house.
you?
Of course you fucking saw me.
Dave and I went and watched John Wick.
Ooh,
That was-
any good?
It was good. Yeah, good. You have to listen to the podcast, Noel.
Fuck.
Anyway,
Or I'll
Do
talk
you
about
have
it in
any
like 2
music
seconds, seeing as he's
recommendations,
opened
Tim?
that.
Cool.
I hear there's a new Taylor Swift album out,
God.
Tim. Did you listen to it?
And it's not on Spotify.
It's not on Spotify.
Yeah, I've
You don't
heard
want to
Taylor
talk about
Swift-
Spotify, Andy?
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm not touching it.
What about sharks? How about you want to talk about sharks? New
Fucking
York?
road sharks.
New York, New York.
No. So don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes, listen to us on SoundCloud, and join the Facebook page, facebook.com.
Forums! Go to the forums!
Yeah, I was mentioning that after the Facebook.
Yes, you always forget the forums.
Facebook.com/DAFAP podcast. Go to the
If
forums,
you-
dafap.com.au. Sign up and join in the conversations. There will be Nippy Cat competition in which you'll have to beat Dave's score of 82
Because Dave has
currently.
no life.
And win nothing. Don't forget you win nothing. That's important.
You do win
You
nothing.
win a free copy of Nippy Cats and you can download on your own phone.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you can win a free copy of Nippy Cats, which you have to... Well, you have to download it to enter the
Yeah.
competition. So
We can delete it and re-download it
you have
for
another
free.
copy.
So everybody's a winner. If you share and get somebody to come and join us on this, because it seems to be just Dave and I talking.
It does, doesn't it? PAX
Yeah.
came along and you were down here, and because we were talking in person, we didn't need to go online and no one spoke.
What was the need? I had no need to go and talk online. You know, Dave, I'm going to continue this conversation on the forum. Anyway, thanks for listening to us again. Thanks, Noel, for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank
Noel.
you.
After a hard day of work with a
Yes.
bear. He worked with a bear today.
Another in joke that...
I work with
No one
animals
will
all
get.
day long.
Alright, goodbye everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye!